So right now we float between, I don't know, $9,000 to $12,000 a month, right? Like in February we hit 6,000 because we had a whole week and a half, almost 2 weeks of not working due to that winter storm. But I want to create a dedicated series on, I don't know what I'm gonna call it, the road to 25,000 a month, or the path to 25,000 a month. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. But anyways, I want to document us reaching $25,000 a month in revenue in our detailing business. I've been actually wanting to do this for a while, but just facing the realities, I know that it's hard, it's difficult for me to, one, just to get a consistent amount of videos out, and then two, to keep a consistent type of videos for a prolonged amount of time. I just know like the reality is like it's just difficult for me to do. But you know what? If you don't try, what do you know you can do? You know what? So I want to commit myself to creating a specific series on us going to $25,000 a month in revenue. It's, you know, the reality is like my time gets stretched out very thin. You know, I do all the stuff on Detail Group, right? The editing, the podcast, the emails, I do all that myself. On top of that, I focus on the business side of things with our detailing business. And on top of that, when the workload is heavy or when we don't have a helper, I'm out there in the field working. So there's been plenty of times where I am literally doing the absolute bare essentials to keep things going on the detailing side and on the Detail Group side. Meaning like, if I have this huge list of things that I need to get done, right? I'll pick like the one or two things that absolutely have to be done in that day, and then the rest of the day, it just spends out in the field. So that's where I create that lag time where I don't post podcast episodes, or I don't post YouTube videos, or I don't post anything on Instagram, because it is literally wake up, do one or two things, off to the field, you're there for the whole day, working, sweating, getting tired. I'm not even able to work out because I'm so fatigued, and then I get back, I might do like one or two things, and then I'm like, I'm done. Like, let me go chill, rest, because tomorrow it's gonna be the exact same thing over and over and over. So now with this one, you know, I'll just give it my best shot in terms of like how consistent I can be. Now it's not like, at first I was like, oh, let me make a video like every Sunday. You know, I'll record the whole week, and then on Sunday I'll edit it to where it's like it's kind of a recap of the entire week on that Sunday. But then I'm like, okay, that's definitely also not gonna happen. Like, I won't be able to execute that every single Sunday. Every now and then, sure, but consistently every Sunday, no, not at all. So I was like, you know what? I'll just keep things super relaxed, super casual, super simple, and I'll just make videos throughout the week. That'll be like labeled whatever the title is, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and then I'll put it in a playlist on my YouTube channel. That way you know which videos are specifically for like the series, versus like my other, like the how-to videos, like the product reviews. Like that won't be, you know, a part of the road to $25,000 a month, because those are just like kind of like separate videos that don't really count for anything in terms of the package, just more like educational based, or, you know, how-to based. So I'll make sure that you guys know which ones are for the, you know, road to 25,000 a month, and then which ones are just, you know, how-to educational videos. Now, why am I choosing $25,000 a month? Well, like I said, we float between $9,000 to $12,000. I could have picked $15,000. You know, it would have been a nice little increase, a $5,000 per month increase. But you know what? Give us a little bit of time, a few more months, we'd eventually hit $15,000 a month, right? So it's not like, it wouldn't be a dramatic difference between like, you know, $10,000 to $15,000. $20,000, okay, that is doubling it now. Things are changing, it's a higher volume. But you know what, if we're going for a bigger goal, you might as well just go a little bit more. So that's why I'm choosing $25,000 a month. How long is it gonna take us to hit that? I don't know. Could it be a year? Could it be 2 years? Am I ever even gonna hit that goal? I don't know, but let's just see and how far we go along. And again, this is gonna be like, the reason why I also wanna do this, because it's gonna be a huge learning experience for you guys to be like, oh wow, this happens, oh wow, that, oh. So, you know, it's gonna be a learning experience for you guys, and of course I'm gonna try to document everything so you can see what actually goes on, all the goods and all the bads. Trust me, a lot of bads are gonna happen, because we're gonna kind of go with, you know, what's happening. So we're just gonna, I just wanna see if we're able to hit 25,000. Again, there's no timeline on this. I could just be blowing smoke right now and never hit it, I don't know. But we'll just see how it goes over the next 6 months, how about that? And then we'll recalculate and see, was 25 actually too much? Should have actually been 17, should have been 20, I don't know. But right now, the goal is 25,000 a month. And I can already hear all the expert detailers that run their business that are gonna be like, you're stupid. You're not gonna even make that much money after expenses. Ha ha ha, you're not even keeping much profit. I would not do that. I would just make 10,000 and pocket it all myself. Look, if that's the type of business you wanna run, more power to you. That's why you run your own business, because you can run it how you like. I, for one, just would prefer not to say small. And look, on camera, right, I try to be very polite, right? I try to be considerate of who's watching these videos, right? Maybe it's someone with their kid, they're in school, whatever the case may be, right? So I don't cuss, I don't say anything inappropriate because I'm respectful to whoever's watching these videos. But when I'm with Lex, I'm always cussing, yelling, clapping, moving, right? So when I say that I hate thinking small, when I'm talking to Lex, just imagine with a lot more cuss words and like louder that I say, like I hate not taking on a challenge. Like I do not like being comfortable. I cannot stand not taking on a bigger challenge, which is why I'm setting 25,000, which is why I decided to bring on Lex as a partner, which is why we want to hire, because I'm like, you know what, I want the challenge. Like if you you gotta think about it like this: if you're not going up in growth linearly, like if you're not going up, you're basically going down. Because if you stay consistent, like, oh, we've been at 10,000 for the past 9 months, it's like, why has nothing changed? You know, like how long can you stay consistent to where it's like your business is just not growing, right? So it's not growing, it's dying because you're not growing, right? If you've been at 10,000 for 6 months, for $10,000 a month for 6 months, it's like, why has nothing changed? Like, why have you plateaued for so long? So again, it's just a challenge. Like it is just a challenge, right? Like, and I keep on telling Lex, like, Lex, if it could just be you and I for the next 10 years, like we would be set. We would have no problem. We would just work more and more, get more customers, raise the price, and we would be set. Like Lex and I would be set, just us two. But from the very get-go that I talked to him about coming on as a partner, I said, look, I'm not trying to stay small. I don't want it to just be us two. I don't want to just work on cars for the rest of my life. Like we will continue to grow the business. And I made that clear as they could be. Before we became official, I made it very clear, Lex, we're not going to stay just us two. Like, I want to build a company. I want to build an organization. I want to have a team. It's not just going to be us two. Obviously, this will be considered episode 1. So, plan of attack as of right now with a rough draft going on is we're going to continue to focus on SEO, search engine optimization. We're going to run Google Ads. And we're gonna focus more on content marketing on Instagram. Those are just very high level overview. I'm not gonna get into very detailed specifics right now because that's not the episode for this. We're gonna hire more people, right? Over time. Like right now we just brought on someone part-time, great guy. Hopefully we can move into full-time as soon as we can. And since we're gonna, like, you already have to think, like, you're gonna hire more people. So you have to start building out the infrastructure, right? The internal infrastructure. So that's your SOPs and systems. So, and like you need to think of your business as a system, as a machine, right? And everything has to have its own system to operate. So yes, of course, you're gonna have your SOPs on how you do a specific service, but then how, you know, when you're bringing on more people, you can only spend so much time with each individual person. You have to be able to expedite the process on, okay, from day 1 to day 30, how much did you get done? How much do you learn? How much do you know? How much can you do now? And you need to just shrink it down as much as you can, because as soon as you hire someone, you have to put them in production. Like they have to be profitable. They have to have that impact on your payroll, on your expenses. So not only are we gonna, I've been working on creating the SOPs and checklists for our services, but then it's like, okay, when you clock in, what are the things you do? When you clock out, what do you need to check? This is how we turn on the machines. This is how we turn on the extractor. This is how this works. This is how that works. This is, you know, if this happens, that happens. So it's getting very granular. That way you can basically you shouldn't keep any of what you do of your business in here. Everything should be on the paper. Everything should be in the system. That way, if 2 people get hired on at the same time, they can both get up to speed on everything, because you have this document saying, hey, look, this is exactly what you're gonna do. This is how you do it. Boom. Right? And so everything that I do right now, I'm documenting everything. When we're hiring someone, a checklist on how to hire someone. What paperwork do we need? What information do they need from us, and what information do we need from them? You know, the interviewing process. Like, I'm writing literally as we go along from this day forward, moving forward. Anything that I do, anything that Lex does, will be put down into a system, so we can keep on replicating like this one-time event just over and over and over. So that's the game plan. Instagram, SEO, ads, hire more people, build out systems. That's basically, as of right now, what I'm thinking we're gonna do until 25,000. Seems way more simple than it is, but obviously once you get into the weeds of things, they can go all over the place. So maybe per week, it might be like 1 or 2 videos dedicated to the series. The other videos will just be on how-tos and reviews. So it's not like every video that I post will be dedicated to the series. So I'll end it right here. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns about the series, or what you want to know, or what you want me to specifically document along the way. because I can only, I mean, I'm still gonna have to choose like what I'm actually documenting and what I'm sharing, because whatever. But let me know exactly what you want to see, and then I'll kind of incorporate that throughout the series. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It might be 5 videos, it might be 50 videos. Who knows? But excited for the journey. So let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.